Shalom, brother and sister truth seekers. It has been another full day of Sundial data being collected by diligent truth seekers around the world. There is a lot to consider here. There have definitely been some interesting developments for the 20th. Just to give you the overall quick summary, I can tell you a number of people definitely were thinking they saw the straight line, and a number of people also looked like they were seeing the flipped curve already. I can tell you for sure in my neck of the woods, I believe I saw a flipped curve on the 20th, which I was not expecting. So I'm going to present this data as quickly as I can, and I will probably only I will need to put out another video to give a final report of everything that's been collected over the past 3 days. Based on what I saw today, I really need to go back and see what was happening on the 19th and the 18th. So I'm just going to walk through this. By all means, if you have any questions or thoughts, please comment or discuss. Because I'm putting this data out so people can be aware and ponder and consider. I'm not saying things absolutely. I'm using the experience that I have to give an opinion of things. But by all means, the more people that are giving opinions and thinking about this and looking at this, the better. Hopefully, we can try and prove things out, have loving iron sharpening iron, and confirm what we need to confirm from all this data. So anyway, we're going to start with New Zealand, and it was pretty cool to discover we have another truth seeker in New Zealand now, near Asher. Oh, my mouse is jumping around on me. We'll do Asher first. So, looks like 8 hours of data. Okay, they thought it was straight, but there's definitely something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but they've got like this dip happening at this time of day, and I just don't know what it is. I think they're going to be trying to collect again today as I speak. They're probably already halfway done collecting, so stay tuned probably for one more update tomorrow. The other truth seeker in New Zealand, it looked like it was the first time they thought they were seeing a slight curve. Did I say how many hours of data? Oh, cool, they did add the times. I didn't notice that the first time. So, oh wow, from 6 p.m. Oh wow, so that's actually looks like a pretty good spread of data. 3 hours, or 9 hours. That's definitely not what I would expect, though. Yeah, we're one thing to note, where's north on this? So if this is, let's see, is that north? Okay, there's the north arrow. So one thing we're going to start to keep an eye on is the curve arching like a rainbow. So right now it's a smiley face. North is up here, and you can think of it kind of like a smiley face under the line. But we're going to see a number of data sets where there's actually a flip. It's gone from a smiley face to a rainbow. So this is actually really surprising to see a curve like this. I don't know what to think of that. The 20th, I'm going to have to think if there's a possibility they could actually, because I know there was a lot of discussion about the Creators International Dateline potentially splitting Australia. So I suppose there is a possibility they're one day behind, but that looks extremely surprising to see. Still see a smiley face on the 20th. But never know. I think he will be collecting tomorrow, so let's stay tuned to get a final report on how that goes. Oops. Let's now go to Queensland, Australia. Oh, okay. 8 hours of data. She thought it was straight. And again, all this data is in this Dropbox folder. If you go check the link in the description below this video, you can it'll open up to this directory, and you drill down by date, and you can come in here and take a closer look at anything you want to take a look at. I hope my computer's starting to be weird. I hope I'm able to get through this. So just to take a quick look at this data, 8 hours of data. I think she said one of her points jumped on her. Yeah, you can see this one. She thought she had a mistake there, but otherwise she thought she was seeing a straight line. Again, keep in mind, when it is just 8 hours of data, that can be a very close call. So I'm going to have to wait to give a final conclusion, thoughts on this when I see the big picture of everything and have time to kind of consider. Really, I mean, it's taken a lot of time to process all this data just to get it organized in this format. And like I said, I'm presenting it, and I hope you think about it. Let me know your thoughts. I'm going to be thinking about it before I give a conclusion. But this was Alan in Australia, Eastern Australia, and he did think he was seeing the straight line. Okay, so that would agree with what she was seeing too in Queensland. So I mean, he had data from the previous day curved, and at last I heard from him, he was collecting data as well on, I guess, would be the 21st, but he was battling some clouds and some rain, so that would be really nice to see if he can get the 3 days in a row confirmation. So he saw the curve the previous day, straight line this day, and if he sees a flipped curve on the 21st, that would be a really nice confirmation for him. Philippines, this one just came in right as I was about to make the video. I mentioned them yesterday on the 19th. They thought they were seeing the straight line, and they just sent me some data from the 20th as well. I guess they stacked them. I mean, they've got that straight line from 7 to like 3 or 4 p.m. Oh, I remember that. Yeah, about 8 hours of data. They thought they were seeing the straight line, and then they submitted this, and I dropped a line on top of that. And it almost looks like they couldn't tell. They thought they were seeing straight 2 days in a row, but if you look at this now, again, north is up in this picture. You're going to start to notice some of these points are above the line. So just keep that in mind. That's potentially what we're seeing. You gotta look really close when there are 2 days back to back that looks like you got a straight line. Something's probably definitely going on. I mean, and if you only get a short spread of data, I think this was only, looks like from 8 to 3, so 7 hours of data. So yeah, it probably would look pretty straight regardless. But in this case, yeah, I mean, it might just be a slight human error, or maybe it's that post-equinox curve poking out there. South Africa. Okay, this was interesting. This is where things started to get interesting. So a good spread of data. What is that? Like 7. It's just a really good spread of data. She usually does get good data. I think it's around 10 hours. She took a video panning through. Now, the interesting thing to note is you see how far out we can see her point here. But when we get to midday, they're kind of under that ruler. And then when we get back out to the end of the day, they're back out again. So I couldn't get an overall shot, but if you can imagine, she is seeing the rainbow curve slightly, is what it looks like. If I go back to this picture, this is the high point of the bow. So that's potentially starting to confirm a pattern where it seems, if this is true, South Africa would have seen the straight line on the 19th. And this is a post-equinox curve on the 20th. Okay, another one in South Africa. Oh, this one I think was amazing. 11.5 hours of data. They thought they were seeing a straight line, but when I dropped a line on it, it looked like a potential post-equinox curve. see, so their data, we didn't send it with a line, looks pretty straight. But when I dropped a line on it, I can see a few points that look like they're popping up above the line, potentially like the other truth seeker from South Africa. So again, just keep that in mind, food for thought. They don't look like they're being perfectly bisected by the line. Croatia. Got this one early, 8 hours of data. I can't remember what exactly that looked like. She did have data yesterday. Oh, so see, she thought she was seeing a straight line. I remember that point, that point, that point. We're all following right here. But 8 hours of data, that's right on the bubble. Like I've been saying, but people are seeing what appear to be straight lines for multiple days in a row with 8 hours of data. It's a hard call. So I wouldn't say this is disagreeing with anything that we've seen so far. But thank you for collecting that data. Isle of Wight. Let's see what's going on here in the UK. Just under 8 hours of data. So again, hard to tell what's going on with just under 8 hours of data. But thank you for your efforts. I believe they thought they were seeing a straight line. I don't know if I can really say much about it. North would be that way. So zooming in. Actually, yeah, I have to think about that one a little more. But again, just under 8 hours of data. So unfortunately, when we go to give final opinions on this, I think we're going to have to really try and look for the ones that have, I would say, 8 hours might be the minimum cutoff. Try to look for people who had data sets that were at least 9, just to try and get a consensus. This was interesting. What did we discover with this? So this is, wait a minute, I don't want to get ahead of myself. So we are in Georgia, USA. So we jumped stateside all of a sudden. Oh, here's my notes. So yeah, she thought she was seeing a post-equinox curve. And right around dot 647, it's not even on the line anymore. She was saying 647. Oh, right, okay. So I think she put her straight edge kind of following the first points of the day. So by the time it got out here, it was kind of fanning out. So you can see the 657, 647. It's not even on the line. So definitely not curvature. Definitely not. Sorry, definitely not a straight line. So again, the thing to watch, I'm looking for the north arrow here. If I can't figure it out, I believe we can figure that out. So 9 would be morning. So this is the sun is rising over here in the east. So north is up here. So check out this curve again. So north is over here, and the curve we're seeing, if these dots are coming out on the right side here, then that is that rainbow. It's bowing under north. So north is here, and what is under it is a bow. So that's a pattern we're seeing. Okay, let's see who is next. All right, Jess. Yes, she had 8 hours of data, and I think I'm seeing a slight equinox curve, and I feel kind of bad. I really do feel bad and haunting me all day as I start to see data in my own data and just more data. I mean, it's go into these events and people start sending data in, and really, I mean, there's a lot of new first timers and things just people learning. We're expecting different things, and then unexpected things happen, and it's just anyway. Long story short, I thought something was going to happen, and I'm surprised it's kind of happening a different way. We'll talk about that once we get to my data. But I mean, this is one I feel bad about because I think I was saying in the last video I thought her data from the 19th wasn't showing a straight line. She thought it was straight. She thought both of these days were straight, the 19th and the 20th. But I think potentially she did have good data for the 19th, and this is so I know. I apologize, and let me check my notes because I know there was something I wanted to see here. You could see it, and I think it was the second data set here. So, oh right, so here's her north. Okay, so north is on this side. So look where her line is, and look where some of these points are. They're all on this side of the line. So again, that bow that is under north. So it's not a smiley face under north, but it's a bow. It's bowing towards north. So that's just a pattern to keep in mind. Okay, so here's my data, and this I wasn't able to get yesterday. I was able to get on the 18th and saw the pre-equinox curve. I was not expecting this at all. I was freaking out. I'm like, what did I do wrong? But I had 2 different sundials running today, and I had a good spread of data, 10 hours at each spot, and I am seeing points above the line, just like everybody else. So, well, not everybody else, but like this pattern we've been talking about. So north is up here, and I'm seeing my midday marks, and is the mark for today. I'm seeing my midday marks above the line on 2 different setups. So there's the last point of the day, 7 p.m. Like this was a very good spread of data for me. And I think I just took 1 picture, 2 pictures maybe of the other table. I have videos of this I can also share if anyone wants to see anything more specific than this. But yeah, this is from the second sundial, and again, N, they're all above the red line. So I believe I'm seeing the post-equinox curve, which means I would have seen the straight line. I missed it. So I got data on the 18th, and I got data on the 20th, 2 opposite curves. So for me, it seems pretty clear that the straight line was on the 19th. I can say that with pretty good certainty from my location, but I'm going to have to look closely at everybody else's stuff again from the past few days to say what it's looking like for everyone else. Looking for, okay, yeah, I'm looking for these guys down here. They're the ones that started it all this morning. Like, oh no. Okay, so what's Brad doing here? 9 hours of data, that's good. Some points appear to be in the post-equinox curve positions. So this is, let's see if we can zoom in on his data. Did I say where he was from? Are we in Tennessee yet? Mississippi? Okay. All right. So again, north is up here. As you look at the line, you can see some of those points are bowing towards N. Like it's not a smiley face under this line, it's bowing over the line towards N. And that's the pattern that I'm seeing. You can see it again there. And this one's 5-inch one. This is 7-inch one. So I can see it there too. Like all these nail holes that he had in there are, if that's what I'm interpreting correctly, if that's what I'm looking at there, they're all pointing towards north, bowing towards north. Okay. Let's see. Manna from heaven. Oh, I didn't give myself any notes for this. I apologize. Let's see. I can tell that pink was definitely today. Looks like they only got from 9 to 4 approximately, which is like 7 hours of data. So unfortunately, I would say Oh, wait a minute. No, there's a point way out there. Okay, let's see. So let's call that 8 and 4. So about 8 hours of data. Okay. Well, yeah, so it's close. It's one of those data sets that's really close. I've seen people. Oh, yeah, okay, no, I remember this now. I did see, look at that point. You can just see it poking out a little bit above. And let me see if there was a better view of, yeah, this one. Right there. You see that one right there? They didn't even, I don't know what something happened to that pin of theirs, but that one looks like potentially it's above, and north again would be, do we know north? North. So sunrise, that's PM, AM, north is this way again. So yeah, that one actually can't be. I'm looking at, oh, yeah. Well, I'll have to chew on that one a little more. But it looked like potentially maybe the 8 hours was a factor, or maybe not. Maybe you can see a post-equinox curve there. Louisiana, I believe, 10 hours of data. Post-equinox curve. Oh, right, yes, the last 2 points come off the line. And where was this? Louisiana. Okay, so yeah, she pulled the string. I don't know where she's pulling to. She's got something out here. But she was just trying to follow all the data points, I guess. And then she noticed that these two were lifting off the line. So where's north at? North is up here. So that makes sense. Like if these points are coming down, then that means there's a hump here in the middle. And that hump is pointing up towards north. So again, food for thought. It looks like post-equinox, potentially. Let's see now. Tennessee. Good things in Tennessee. I know it. Look at all those pictures. I forget what was going on here. Okay, anyway, I can't remember exactly, but oh yes, yes, this gentleman was, he noticed on all of his boards that his points were off the line and close to north, and that's what it was, yeah, so look, you can see that. And keep note of this big old gnome here. It's on the edge of his board. We're going to see it on a picnic table and use it for reference. It's on the left side of the board there. Well, north. Okay, north is on the opposite side. North is on this side, and his gnomon is on this side when we see the board. They're on opposite sides. But yeah, he was seeing all his points close to north, which is the post-equinox curve. And so this, wow. There we go. Okay, so again, here's your reference. There's his board, there's that gnomon, so north is over here. North is to the left. So the interesting thing I'm seeing here is he's got this tall gnomon here that he's collecting the straight line data in his yard. You can see some of the pins. You can see that curve. You can actually see it. But when you go to so I mean they're off to the left. They're off towards north. They're doing that post-equinox curve. The interesting thing is I saw his data from the 19th, and he had a pen down on the pin like this, and the pin was closer to the line. But it was on the same side of this line, so it looked like it was already heading towards that post-equinox curve. Even on the 19th, but definitely here on the 20th. Again, good to consider. Stay tuned for the summary video where we try and piece this all together. So what did those notes say? Texas, first point of the day was 10. Last point of the day was 8 hours, 45 minutes. Okay. All pins touching, she thought. Okay. So that's something to consider. And this was the one that kick-started my morning. Actually, it was, I realized that they had data for the 19th that I wasn't aware of and wasn't able to present during yesterday's video, and that data from the 19th was very, very good looking data. Uh, they were getting the straight line on the 19th in the central time zone. This is their data set. And this is a very good spread of data. I think it was, did I say what it was? 10 and a half hours of data. And they just did such a great job of, I guess they had auxiliaries. See, they had they had their 6:30 a.m. mark. You're just using a pencil. I love that. Just a tip that I'm noticing: pencil or something solid like that is working better than a screw, because I used a screw and the threads. I think the light is like wrapping around the threads and like causing the shadow to do crazy things, be faint, distort, get bifurcated. Somebody knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, this is great using a pencil. I like that. Okay, I guess I didn't get any more pictures of that. Oh, there it is. Pencil. Awesome. But yeah, this is what I woke up to. He does the armillary too, and it just I didn't know what to think about it. Like, that's very solid. Can't I can't think of it's just very solid. And so pretty much all I started to realize everyone from the 19th that I was saying was the outlier might have been the correct one. And it might have been the opposite of what I was thinking. So thought he was seeing, okay, and then the 20th, he thought he was seeing a post equinox curve. So this is a picture of his midday data, and he thought he was seeing a straight line for the first part of the day, but then the second part of the day it started to curve down. And again, this is the afternoon, this is the morning, so north is here, and you can see if it's coming down, that means there's a hump, and it's a hump underneath north. So it's a bow. It's that post equinox curve. Okay, Montana. Oh, okay. So this is one Brad from yesterday. Looking at his data, I think I said his was like the most significant outlier. Like, it, I just didn't know what to say about it. Just I couldn't. Just didn't seem like it was agreeing with what everyone else was saying. But it was his data from the 19th did look straight. So this is data from the 20th, and you can see it is looking curved. I don't know where was AM and PM here, but yeah, he was pretty sure it was the post equinox curve. So, and 10 hours of data, so solid. This other brother, he was the one, 11 hours of data, and I don't know, he's got something going on with his data. Let's see, is this it? Yeah, he's still got points coming off the line, but north is to the left. North is over here, so those points coming off the line are a smiley face still. So that really doesn't make sense for this late in the game. So I don't know. I don't know what's going on there. It's such a great spread of data, but sometimes those really early and late morning points can be kind of faint. I don't know if they were faint for him or giving him any trouble, but maybe that had something to do with what's going on. But yeah, just more food for thought. And Remnant of Light. They were, I guess, the farthest ones west today. And they believed, check out their video, Remnant of Light, their YouTube channel. They have a video summary of their data from the 20th, but it looks like they had a pretty good spread of data. What is that, 10 hours and 15 minutes? they thought they were seeing a straight line today. So let's take a quick picture of that. And this is tricky. Honestly, I don't know what's going on.